Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the program to Know Spiritism number 132. I'm Geraldo Lemos Neto, and I'm here with Marco Gandra from Portal Saber Espiritismo in Belo Horizonte, Brazil. We are transmitting live for Kardec Radio, Spiritism Dissemination, and the SN, Discovery Spiritism Network. Tonight, I brought you this interview by Chico Xavier, our beloved medium, Francisco Cândido Xavier, in the program Pinga Fogo in Brazilian TV in 1971, around 52 years ago. And it was transcribed in the book Plantão de Respostas in Portuguese, or in English would be Answer Duty. And there was a question to Chico Xavier, a live question, because the program was a live program in December of 1971 at TV Tupi TV in São Paulo, Brazil. And one of the people in the streets asked Chico Xavier, in his opinion, or in the opinion of Emmanuel, his mentor, when Earth would enter the times of regeneration. And here we have Chico Xavier's answer. And he said, "We are so very close to a large planetary transformation. The social, spiritual, emotional, and physical calamities are everywhere on the planet." Let's meditate on that, because this is so very true nowadays. We have social calamities like the ones derivated by the coronavirus crisis. We have spiritual calamities that we face, like the ones derivated by abortion, by obsession. We have also emotional calamities, like the ones related to sadness and to mental illness all over the world, and physical calamities, like the disease of coronavirus or the monkeypox that are happening everywhere. And so that Chico Xavier predicted that it would happen everywhere on the planet. And he called this a large planetary transformation. Let's see what else he is going to tell us. He said, Emmanuel affirms that the Earth would be a world of regeneration around the year of 2057. But before that, many different types of transformations will happen on the planet to accelerate the advancement of progress. Very few will awaken, but many will be able to work with others, attempting to awaken their sleeping consciences. So Emmanuel was at that time predicting that Earth would be a world of regeneration, would be in a position to start the regeneration times around the year of 2057. And that is 3 centuries after this transitional time time began because we have a communication of the spirit of Dr. Barry that was written to Allan Kardec in the 19th century of France. Dr. Barry was an Englishman and a doctor, and he stated that the transitional time began 100 years before the arrival of Spiritism, as Spiritism arrived on the 18th of April 1857. So the transitional time began in April of 1757. And now Emmanuel is affirming that it will end in around 2057. So 3 centuries after it started. But here, Chico warns us. But before that time, many different types of transformations will happen on the planet to accelerate the advancement of progress. So we will face lots of transformations, lots of acceleration of progress in all kinds, in all types, religious transformations, philosophical transformations, scientific transformations, maybe the contact with another planet, with another humanities, the extraterrestrial beings that most probably will give us a lot of advancements, will contribute to our progress here on Earth. Maybe, as Chico Xavier told me, the acceleration of cures around medicine, around discoveries about diseases and how to surpass it and how to avoid it also. And so we have a lot of transformations to come related to everything. But after that, he told us that very few of us will be awakened, but some of us will be able to work with the others, attempting to awaken them, their sleeping consciousness. And that is exactly what we in Spiritism have as a goal. Our focus must be the awakening of ourselves and of others. And then Chico Xavier continued the explanation, telling us, Emmanuel has told us that in some shape or form, all the spirits attached to earth hold within themselves the notion of the end of times. Some will understand this process with serenity, and others will have to wait for the painful experience to take their course that plays a part to awaken their conscience. So it's not happening only in Spiritism. It's happening everywhere, in every religious school, in every philosophical school. We feel the end of times, the end of the times of troubles, of trials and sufferings. And in the same way, it is the beginning of a new time, a new era, a new regeneration time. And one way or another, all of us feels it. And some of us will understand this process with serenity, but others will have to face difficult times, the painful experience that most probably will awaken them as soon as possible, touching their consciences about the spirituality. And here is the recipe that Chico Xavier closed his arguments. Loving and working with Jesus is the right pathway. Most likely, there will be many painful years ahead of us that we will have to face. But Emmanuel clarifies that God does not permit pain to exist without the necessary remedy to help alleviate the pain. So we have already the recipe from Jesus himself. Loving and working with him is the right way to the pathway of truth, of love, and fraternity. And we must all work with Jesus and work with Spiritism to not only to understand this very much important truth in ourselves, in our inner self, but most probably and most efficiently with others, relating to us in our families, in our working places, in our tasks, in society. So we must love each other like Jesus loved us. And we must work with Jesus to surpass all kinds of difficulties with faith and courage, with joy and love. Of course, sometimes we will face difficult times, like the one we just faced it with the coronavirus crisis. But Emmanuel told Chico that God does not permit any pain without the necessary remedy, without giving us the ways to surpass it and the ways to alleviate the pain. I hope you enjoyed these thoughts. Let's meditate on it and let's try to be a better person in our lives and in our society. Thank you for listening and watching. I hope to see you soon next week with the program to Know Spiritism 133. Bye-bye.